Hey guys, Gordon here. You know the drill. Just a quick shout out though, because this is 2014 and it's Le Mans weekend, and Porsche is back in Le Mans. So everybody root for Porsche. They're back. They're gonna battle out with the Toyotas and the Audis, and hopefully the endurance racing brand of the world will win. So after that little shout out, next shout out is to Kevin again. I told him that I would do a show on this gun before a whole year passed, which is what happened with the Omen. I had the Omen for almost a full year before I did the show on it. So this gun, also Kevin's gun, I'm trying to do the show reasonably quickly. This is the Indian Creek Design Freestyle, it again, kind of like the Tricks video, the DM3 or the Die Matrix video. These are a little bit newer school than I like to do in the old school guns tour, but I think this gun is important for a couple of reasons. The gun originally came out in 2004, and they made them until probably like 2006 or so. The original market price was about $850 or $800, somewhere in there. So again, it was in the same light as the Bushmaster, with coming in below the price point of almost all their competition. This was a high-end marketed gun, coming in a couple $100 below the high-end guns at the time, which are like the Die Matrixes and the Alias Intimidators, $1,000, $1,200, that kind of price range. So a little bit cheaper. The original 04s were actually kind of awful guns, unfortunately, but the later versions of this gun, especially the FS7 Pros and the FS7s and the FS8s, are both really great guns. Little background on it, and the reason why I think this gun is actually important is because it was one of the first guns to start marketing weight and size. Now it's 2014 or whatever, and size and weight are the two differentiating things. That's a feature. Every gun lists its size and its weight, and it can play tighter and size and weight is a big deal. Well, in 2004, 2003, we were still in the firepower wars for the most part, and people were looking for faster, and that was where everyone was going, was this making it faster. And the Freestyle was one of the first guns to really kind of market the idea of small and compact, which is kind of funny because compared to modern guns, it's not that small and it's not that compact. But compared to guns of the time, like an Angel, substantially smaller and lighter than an Angel, or like an AKA gun or something like that, it's substantially smaller and lighter than a gun like this. So it was one of the first guns to try and market size and whatnot. So like all ICD guns, the regulators on these are total garbage, so you should probably replace them right away. This gun has a Palmer's LPR, which the LPR just screws off the front, so that makes replacement really easy, and then just a CP on the main. The LPR is the big one though, because these guns are very LPR sensitive, so getting a good LPR is important on these guns. The gun actually operates in the way that like an EMAG probably should have. The EMAG is really just an electrical system to pull a mechanical mag's trigger, whereas this is more like a fully pneumatic automag, where it has an air sear that holds the bolt back like the spring does in an automag, and then when you pull the trigger, the solenoid vents that air out, blowing forward the bolt and firing the gun. So it actually works very similar to an automag like that. It could also be likened similar to like an ion, in that it's a blow forward, but instead of it being configured like a matrix, because an ion is really just a blow forward matrix, this is like basically an ion, except for it has a power tube and a bolt instead of a matrix style bolt with a tail and all that jazz. The original bolt kits had horrendous efficiency, just awful efficiency. They were even worse than the matrices of the era. But the later bolt kits actually got quite a lot better. And because they have such a short little bolt, they actually shoot pretty smoothly. They all came with eyes, and like I said, the later guns are the ones you're going to want. The 05s, 06s, FS7, FS8 are going to be the ones that you want. There was also private label ones of these. I think Naughty Dog shot these for like 2 events or something like that. Yeah, so anyway, it's a cool little historical note in the in what brings us to today, because it was the first gun that really kind of, you can go look at the ads, that they placed in magazines, and they literally put dimensions on it, because it was much smaller than anything at the time, much smaller than an Impulse, much smaller than an Alias Timmy, smaller than Angel, smaller than almost everything that was high end back then, and a lot lighter than guns, say like a Matrix. So yeah, it was one of the first to really kind of push that. One nice thing about these today is, well, as I said, it's not as big and clunky as most classic guns. They're autococker threaded. They take some sort of standard up here. I forget what they take for feed necks. But as a classic gun that you could shoot today and not have too much trouble with, this is actually kind of top of the list. It's not going to hold you back too much. It's not going to be a pound heavier than a normal gun would today. It's electro-pneumatic, has eyes, nice adjustable trigger that's very walkable, and as soon as you get the LPR dialed in, they actually shoot pretty good. So check that out. Yeah, ICD Freestyle. And like I said, the later guns are the ones you're going to want to get. Probably not going to want to go buy an 04 unless it has like the high efficiency bolt kit or stuff like that. They also updated the board several times, although I don't know all the details on the boards that they put in these. I want to say they actually put Predators in these at one point. But anyway, cool little gun. Kind of the last death throes of ICD as well. This is kind of the last gun that ICD ever made that ever amounted to anything. So, for that historical reason as well, it's a pretty cool gun. So, yep, root for Porsche at Le Mans, and I will talk to you guys later. And Kevin, you'll get your gun back pretty soon.